Before we started recording, you told me that you thought that mass incarcerations and wrongful convictions, that battling them would be the civil rights movement of our lifetime. What do you mean by that?
The idea of the purpose of incarceration and punishment. Is it just punishment, or are we trying to make people better? I'll give you, and the reason I say I think it's the next incarnation of the civil rights movement is because if you objectively look at the facts, by nearly every metric, what we're doing is not only cruel, but deleterious and harmful to public safety for the rest of us. In other words, we know that water puts out fire. Everybody knows that. It's science. The recidivism rate in the United States, the Bureau of Justice Statistics did a study of more than 430,000 people who left prison and found that an astonishing more than 70%, 70, within 5 years had some sort of interaction with law enforcement or were rearrested and sent back. More than 70%. If you give someone an associate's degree in prison, it drops to like 16%. If you give someone a bachelor's degree and they earn a bachelor's degree, it drops to like 7%. And for the handful of prisons that offer master's degrees, the recidivism rate is 0%. So we know how to keep society safe by doing what we think is uncomfortable to do for people who we perceive as bad people that don't deserve anything. But guess what? Most of the people in prison are not bad people. They're actually really good people who made really bad choices at some point. And so, when we look at the landscape of what we're doing, we always have to remember that the United States represents about 5% of the entire world's population. Yet the United States incarcerates more than 20% of the world's prisoners. So what we're doing here isn't working. And we know it's not working because of the high recidivism rates and the fear that people have of crime. Why do we think people are committing crimes? Whether you're innocent or guilty, a guilty person gets out of prison. They can't get a job. They can't get a loan. They can't get housing. They have to check in for parole in the town next door. They have a big scarlet letter on their forehead. What do we think is going to happen? So that's why I say I think it's both pathological, irrational, and the next incarnation of the civil rights movement, meaning that 200 years from now, not hopefully in my lifetime, I doubt it, 200 years from now, future generations are going to look back at this time where you and I are talking right now today, the way we look at slavery. That's where we are, in my view, when it comes to the issue of mass incarceration.